Hey everybody, I am Pamela. I am the girl who panics on YouTube and Instagram. If you're not following me already, please do so, subscribe, follow, and we can talk about panic attacks and anxiety together. So today I just wanted to do a little video about SIBO, that is small intestinal bacterial overgrowth. Now, I was tested positive for this back in May, I guess it was. And I've been following a low carb protocol. I was so strict for the first like 6 weeks, and now since then it's been like 5 months, 4 months, and I've kind of fallen off the wagon a little bit. But I still, my diet is 1,000 times better than it was a year ago. So I just wanted to talk about that and anxiety and how that has affected me. I'm not a medical professional, so here's my disclaimer. Do not take this as medical advice, and please see your own doctor if you have panic attacks or anxiety or SIBO or any medical issue. That out of the way, I wanted to share with you what a SIBO belly looks like. So be prepared. So I have the habit of sucking in my belly a lot, but you can see there's quite a lot of bloating going on there. And yes, I mean, I certainly could stand to lose a few pounds, but I can tell if I've had like a little bit of milk even, it's really pronounced. One way that or a few ways that it's affected me is that SIBO causes a lot of inflammation. So inflammation itself is just aggravating to your body, your whole system, and so that can cause anxiety if your nerves are already on edge. It also affects your ability to process nutrients, so you can get slightly malnourished with SIBO. It also affects your ability to detox, so all that junk that you need to get out of your body is not going to come out, so that can affect your panic and anxiety. For me, I also have a hiatal hernia, so right about here I have that hiatal hernia, and it affects my breathing. So when I'm extra bloated too, I tend to like hold my belly in, which pushes that hernia up, which affects my breathing. So I will often find that I'm out and just like I start to get dizzy all of a sudden for no reason, and then I think, oh, am I breathing? Like, am I still breathing? And I find myself also like holding my breath a lot, which is not good for panic and anxiety. I'm going to do a whole other video on breathing, but that's how SIBO can affect you. So when I had my SIBO test done, this is how they do it. They send you this little kit, and it's got a lactulose solution in it. You have to only eat meat and white rice the day before. No sparkling water, nothing like that, just pure water. And then you have to fast for, I think it's 12 hours. So you fast for 12 hours, you wake up in the morning, you do a baseline test. It's a breath test. So you just breathe into this little tube. I'll show you when I do it again, but you breathe into this little tube and it collects the air. And then you have your baseline. Then you drink this lactulose solution, and you take breath tests every 15 minutes for like an hour and a half, something like that. And that's how you get your, for me, it was hydrogen-based SIBO, so the amount of hydrogen that my body is producing based on the bacteria. So I had 120 parts per million, which is, I mean, you're supposed to have 0, so that's not great. So that was the first test we did, and about 6 weeks later, I was down to 60 something, like maybe 68 parts per million. I haven't done my retest again because I know that I've been bad and I've been cheating. So I don't really want to like waste the money knowing that it's probably not going to be any better. But that's how they measure it. It's a fairly simple test. It's really relatively inexpensive, and it can be a really solid clue as to maybe why your digestive health isn't on par with what it should be. So to support that, I have some killing herbs called FC-Cidal, Dysbiocide. I've also recently added Atrantil and GI detox as well, in order to mop up all the byproducts from the toxins that the killing herbs are doing. And so these things have been super helpful. I can still definitely feel like the bloating and the just the discomfort. And after I eat anything that's like sugar or wheat or dairy, all of those things definitely cause bloating. So I know I got a ways to go before it's healed. But the idea is that you get rid of that bacteria that's not supposed to be in your small intestine. You're not really supposed to have hardly anything in your small intestine. Flush all that out and then rebuild your good bacteria. And that's when you start bringing in sauerkraut and things like that. So everyone says, "Oh, well, you just need to eat yogurt, or you need to eat sauerkraut, or something like that," and you'll be fine. That's what you do when you have an upset stomach and your bacteria is off. Well, normally that would be true, but with SIBO, that's like the worst thing that you can possibly do is eat sauerkraut or something that creates more bacteria. We're just trying to get rid of all of the bacteria, and unfortunately, you can't be that selective about what it is, because the bacteria itself in your small intestine isn't necessarily bad. It's just not supposed to be there at all. So you've just got to wipe it out. And so that's where we're at with that. I hope that this has been helpful for you. If you have anxiety or panic and you have like a bloated belly, or you have things that don't sit well with you after you eat them, especially very starchy foods, be sure to check out a SIBO test. I believe you can order them online yourself, but I would recommend going to your medical doctor or functional doctor and seeing if they can order that for you and guide you through the process. It is not a quick one. Minimum treatment is 3 months. No, sorry, 6 weeks. And then that's just phase one. Then you move into, if you do really well, you move into phase two, which is like another 6 weeks. But I mean, realistically, we're looking at maybe a year of treatment. So it's not for the faint of heart, but if you really want to take care of this bloating problem and address maybe some of your anxiety issues, it might be the way to go. I hope you have a healthy, happy, and wonderful day. Please be sure to follow me. I am the Girl Who Panics on Instagram and YouTube, and I hope you have a great day. Bye bye.